What happens if a human personal stylist decides to compete with AI? Today I'm going to put Chat GPT to a test. I'm going to do my seasonal color analysis with Chat GPT, record it, and see if AI can figure out my color season. I also want to find out how much Chat GPT actually knows about color analysis and how reliable it is when it comes to color analysis, also how personalized the advice can be. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I'm Gosia Brzoska, a certified personal stylist and color consultant based in London. I'm also employed in the fashion industry. I already know my color season. I had my color analysis done by a professional, and then when I became a color consultant myself, I perfected my color palette. Today we will see if ChatGPT can get my color season right. This video doesn't have a script. I have planned what kind of questions I want to ask ChatGPT and what I would like to test, but I don't know what the results will be and what my conclusion will be. I'm not gonna lie, I have some idea on what ChatGPT can and can't do, because when I first heard that people do their color analysis with ChatGPT, I wanted to try that method, and when I was doing so, I had an idea of recording it and making a YouTube video about it. Today I'm finally doing it, but as I said, there is no script, no agenda. I'm really just trying to do my color analysis with ChatGPT and test its abilities. I don't know where it's going to take us, so let's start. The instruction that I found online told me to take my photo, take samples of colors from my eye, my skin and hair, and send this message to ChatGPT. Hello, my skin tone is this, my eyes are this, my hair is this. Which one of the 12 seasons in color analysis am I? And also for higher accuracy, I took a photo that I require from my clients for their color analysis. The photo is taken without makeup. The background behind me is white. Of course, the background won't be white in the photo, but it isn't yellow, it isn't blue, it isn't green. That means that colors are pretty accurate. There is no glasses, no jewelry, nothing that would cover any part of my face. My hair is a natural color, that's why I'm wearing it down. If I dyed my hair into a different color, then I would have to tie it or cover it so it doesn't distort my natural coloring. There is also no clothing close to my face that would distort the perception of my natural coloring. Let's take samples. And my first problem is that I'm not sure which part of my face I should use for this sample, because you can see obviously like everyone's face, my face has different blocks of colors here and here and here and here. I'm not actually sure which part of my face would be the most accurate for this color analysis. I can see some red and pink patches. It's actually a problem because I don't know if they accurately reflect my skin tone. You can tell that we see a part of a shoulder. This color is different from the color on my face. I think that I will try to choose a sample from the part of my face that isn't red at the moment. Another issue is that in color analysis, we work on skin undertones, so I wouldn't even use the skin tone. Okay, this color is a bit too dark. This is not my skin color. I'm not sure. Maybe I should actually take color from here, because I think that there is no... You see how this sample is changing? It becomes more pink or more brown, depending on where I try to take the sample from. So I'm just trying to find the most accurate part. Maybe here? It's still not my skin tone. This is already a challenge. Okay, let's try, and if it doesn't work, then, well... Okay, let's stay with this. My hair color. Also, there are different parts of my hair that are lightened in a different way. This part is lighter, this one is darker, but I think that these and these parts are the most accurate to take this sample. This looks black. My hair isn't black. Okay, nothing really changed, but if this is the sample we are taking, this is the sample. And now for eye color. Okay, I will try to make the photo a bit bigger so we can take the sample here. Oh, this is even worse. Okay, this is not my eye color, definitely. You know how taking a photo, the lighting, even the camera, everything can distort colors in the photo. And when I do an online color analysis, I do it on photos, and the colors in the photo don't have to be 100% accurate, because in the photo, I can already see so many other things apart from the color, which I will explain in a moment. But for now, this is not my eye color, this is not my hair color, this is not my skin color. So this taking samples just doesn't work. Okay, this is not my lip color. I don't know how the algorithm of Chat GPT is built, so maybe these colors don't have to be accurate. Maybe it will work on contrast, on cool or warm tones. We will see. We will test it in a moment. Yes, so now more about digital color analysis itself. Chat GPT is working on these samples of colors. Apparently all I need is to know the skin tone, the hair, and the eye color. But when I'm doing a digital color analysis and I'm looking at this photo, I can already tell you so many things about it. First of all, we can see that this person's skin tone is light and their hair and eyebrows are much darker than their skin, and their lip color is also different from their skin tone. When we look at the eyes, we can see this darker circle around the eyes. Altogether, from this information, we can see that we are looking to a medium to high contrast in features. So we will be testing color seasons, most likely, that have medium and high contrast. Of course, this person is me, but it's easier to do the analysis when I'm dissociating myself from my own photo. Looking at this person's eyes, that from the photo I can tell that they are either grey or blue. I'm not really sure at this point. There is definitely a lot of grey to them, which would indicate that we may be talking about a cool season. Lip color is more pink than red. That also indicates coolness. And the part of clothing that we can see seems to stay in harmony with this person's features, and it's cool and dark. So we also may be talking about a cool and darker season. This is not conclusive yet, but these are the things that I can see looking at the photo for the first time. Another thing that we can see is that the whites of the eyes seem to be quite bright. They aren't exactly clear, but the shade of white is cool, and they stay in contrast with the rest of the face. So we are talking about high brightness, meaning high contrast, and also, even though the eyes aren't exactly dark, the eye frame is dark, so that would confirm higher contrast. The first step of color analysis, I try samples of colors and I identify the colors that seem to look the best on this person. And that gives me direction to what colors I should test on this person further to find out their season and then to create their personal color palette. I can show you the whole process, the whole first step of color analysis. So I already pasted my photos into these color samples, and now we will go through them one by one to see which ones seem to be the best. First, we are looking at the samples that represent specific color seasons. I have 12 samples here. We are looking now at a light spring, now warm spring, and I don't like these colors. Bright spring. This is better. This is bright winter. This is definitely better because now comparing two, I can see this yellowish greenish skin, when here we don't have it. This is cool winter, and that clears out the entire face. This is dark winter, and it's not too bad, but I think it's a bit too dark. Here we are looking at the warm autumn, and I think this looks very bad. Dark autumn, similar. Soft autumn, probably the worst. Light summer, cool summer, this looks nice. And soft summer also looks very harmonious. I usually drag to the front the seasons that I liked and that I would like to test. So in this case, we will be probably testing these 4 cool seasons. And now comparing the 4 of them, I think that we could remove soft summer from this equation, but I will keep it for now because some of these colors seem to look great on my face. And now we will move to testing separate colors. At this stage, I compare colors from different color seasons. They are grouped into themes, and we are trying to decide which one of the two looks better. But also on the next page, we have similar colors, but from different seasons. So first we compare these two to each other, and then these two to these two. I don't like any of them, but I think this one is slightly better. This one is slightly better, but I don't like them. These are both bad. These are both bad. This one is better out of the two. None of them. None of them. Absolutely not. None of them. Oh, this is really bad, and this is really bad, and this is really bad. This one is slightly better, but I would say none of them. This one is slightly better. This one is slightly better. This. But I think this is better. This one is slightly better. None of them. This. None of them, but this one is slightly better. This one is amazing. And here, did you see in the first photo my eyes looked grey? Now when we are applying blue, the right shade of blue, you can see how blue pops out from my eyes. So even if the photo didn't show that shade of blue, now I can tell that this person's eyes are blue. Okay, they are both good, but this one was slightly better. Not slightly, much better. These are too grey. This is okay, but not amazing. They are both good, but this one is better. This one is better. Maybe this. No, this one is better. And here, this one is slightly better. But these two are better. This is too bright, this is too soft. This is too warm, this is too bright. They are okay, but not amazing. None of them, but this one is slightly better. This one is better. Both are okay, and also compared to this grey, the lighter grey is better. We are trying metals now. Silver is better, and here silver is definitely better. In the color analysis process, I would go through this step as many times as I need. I would go back to different colors to find the ones that I liked the most. In this case, I liked the most this color, and then this color, and then there were some shades of purple and some shades of green, like these two. This green and this blue look great, both of them. And when I have the list of colors that I liked the most, I know what seasons they come from, so I will test those seasons. And also knowing which colors I liked the least, in this case it was yellow and orange, I know that this person definitely isn't the warm season, they are a cool season. As we identified these 4 seasons, we will be testing them all at the next stage, but it doesn't matter for this video. I just wanted to show you the difference between taking samples, looking only at skin and eyes and hair and lips, compared to how the actual color analysis starts. I'm reminding you, this is only the first step of color analysis, and it usually doesn't take me longer than 30 minutes. Then I take a break, and a day after I start testing the actual color seasons and trying to match the perfect colors to the person on a more precise level. Now it's time to copy the codes. And paste them into our script. My skin tone is this code, my eyes are this code, my hair is this code, and My lips are this code. Which one of the 12 seasons in color analysis am I? Just to remind you, I already know my color season, so I'm only checking if ChatGPT will get it accurately, and also what kind of color advice it will be able to provide me. I will start from asking ChatGPT if it can do my color analysis. I have the question ready. I'm saying, hi, I want you to tell me what season I am according to the 12 season color analysis system and create a palette of my most flattering colors. Can you do my color analysis? That's the first thing that we want to know. So ChatGPT is saying, yes, I can help you with that. To determine your season in the 12 season color analysis system, I will need a few details from you, ideally a photo of yourself in natural lighting. If you are comfortable, please upload a clear photo without makeup, with your hair away from your face and no filters. Okay, these are instructions that I send to my clients. If you would rather not upload a photo, I can still give you an approximate analysis based on your answers to these questions. What is your natural hair color? What is your natural eye color? What is your skin tone and undertone? Do your features have more softness or contrast? What colors make you look best or worst? Okay, so this is an instruction that I would send to my clients with less detail, but yes, pretty much. I have a problem with all these questions. So first of all, it tells me now that I can upload my photo, which I didn't know about. When I heard about this method and I looked into it and I watched videos of people doing their color analysis with ChatGPT, this option didn't exist. So now I'm a bit surprised. It seems that it could be more accurate. I think that since this option is available, it would be fair to test it. But if we are talking only about the method with color codes, I don't like these questions because I can answer some of them. What is my natural hair color? I know that my hair is brown. And I also know how to describe my own hair color because I'm a color consultant. That's one. Another thing, I had my color analysis done. I spoke to my hairdresser. But these are not easy questions for someone who is trying to do their color analysis for the first time. Because how would I know my skin tone and undertone if someone didn't tell me that? After doing color analysis, I can actually answer these questions. This question, I have it in my questionnaire too, but for slightly different reasons. It won't help you choose the person's color season. It just gives you a general idea. Do you look better in silver or gold jewelry? Look, if I knew, I wouldn't need color analysis, right? Do your features have more softness or contrast? The same thing. I wouldn't need color analysis if I knew it. I know these things from color analysis. And what colors make you look best or worst? I always knew that blue looks good on me, but otherwise, how would I know? I had my color analysis done, and that's how I know that it's bright colors, cool colors, such as purple, blue, and green. It says once I have your answers or a photo, I will determine whether you are in the cool, warm, or neutral family, and then narrow it down to your exact season. Okay, let's give it codes. My natural hair color is dark brown. I don't know why I'm even writing it since it has color samples, but okay. My natural eye color is gray blue. What next? I don't know my skin tone and undertone. I have a light skin tone. I don't know my contrast. My best color is blue. I don't like orange. But you know, at some point of my life, I thought that orange flattered me. Basically, ChatGPT asked me to do my color analysis for it. Skin tone, rose beige. This suggests a cool to neutral undertone. Okay. Very dark brown, almost black. Cool and deep. That's, yeah, okay. Muted grey blue. Cool and soft. Okay, so we had this grey sample, but it actually says that it's blue. So that's good. And lips, a medium muted rose pink to cool to neutral. Okay, it says that based on my best color is blue, worst is orange. You gravitate toward cool tones and dislike warm hues, particularly orange. This also points to a cool season. Okay, so now ChatGPT gives me an answer based on my preference. This is not necessarily correct. I just talk about my perception. I could be wrong. Contrast level. It says that I have a medium contrast because I have fair skin with deep hair and medium dark eyes, so that would be accurate. This suggests you're not a soft season, like soft summer or soft autumn, which require low contrast. Okay, that's good. Oh, and now it's telling me that my season is cool winter, which is true. You are very likely a cool winter, which belongs to the winter family. Cool undertones, medium to high contrast, and clear tones. Winters look best in bold, cool, and high contrast colors. Color examples are true black, pure white, charcoal, cool navy, icy grey. That's correct. Jewel tones, sapphire, emerald, royal purple, and red. Icy pastels, icy pink, icy blue, icy lavender, icy mint. Knowing from my own color analysis, mint is not my color. Lavender, it's not the best. You know, I use it in makeup because I've fallen for this trend of lilac and lavender highlighters or lilac lip gloss, lavender blush. I actually use these colors in makeup, but I can tell you that in clothing, they don't really suit me. Icy blue depends. Pastel blue is really bad. Icy blue, if it's very light, it's also not the best color. I actually excluded this color when we were trying. Look, this is icy blue. Okay, this is better. But this is it icy blue? You could say that more than this one. And this doesn't really suit me, so it's not the right color. Cool brights, fuchsia, cobalt, electric blue, crimson. Okay. That's why I don't like names of colors. It's all called crimson, but these are completely different colors. That's why I don't use. Okay, but this is from, I believe this is from Pantone, judging by the format of this color information. So I would trust that this is crimson. No, I wouldn't say. Definitely better than this one, but I wouldn't say it's my color. But otherwise, ChatGPT is correct. Avoid warm tones like orange, mustard, beige, camel, peach. Okay. Jewelry, silver, platinum, white, gold. Avoid yellow gold. That's correct. Contrast, high contrast outfits like black and white. Yes. Lipstick, cool toned pinks, berries, or classic reds. I would be careful with red. When they start oxidizing, they turn orange. So that's why I don't choose classic reds. But basically, yes, this is correct. And now it's asking me to if I wanted to generate a visual color palette for cool winter tailored to my tones. Yes, please. Can you give me a list of colors with hex codes? Okay, actually that will be easier because when I was testing it previously, it gave me only hex colors and it didn't give me the option to create swatches. I thought that I would have to copy these hex codes and paste them into Canva to actually see these colors. So let's say, yes, please. Yeah, let's see what it can do. It's taking a lot of time. I'm going to ask next question. I'm going to mess up with ChatGPT a bit. Can you please process my image in the background when I'm asking more questions? Good. So it's saying that I can ask it question and the image will be generated. It says it can help me with makeup and stuff like that. This is not my question. I want to say I like wearing warm colors. For example, coral and peach. Do you think that I may be a warm season? That's a great question. Okay. It has improved because I tried ChatGPT for it before. It gave me a completely different season. I used a different photo. It told me that I'm a soft autumn. And when I was changing my answers about colors that I like, ChatGPT was also changing its idea. So it's definitely improved. Now it's saying what you like wearing isn't always what's most flattering. Quite harsh, but it's true. It says that personal style and confidence can absolutely override rules if you're happy with how you look. It says that I like warm colors like coral and peach, but I look better in blue and dislike orange. And it tells me that my features suggest a cool undertone with cool and deep characteristics. If these colors make your skin glow and your eyes pop, that could suggest you lean toward neutral warm rather than purely cool. Okay, here is why. It explains different color seasons. It says that I may be straddling the line between bright winter and bright spring. So it's changing its idea now, because it told me I'm a cool winter, and now it says I could be a bright winter or bright spring. Which, on the color wheel, it would make sense, because bright winter and bright spring combine cool and warm colors. Bright winter wears more cool colors, when bright spring has mostly warm colors in its color palette with addition of cool colors. So it gives me an accurate description of colors for bright winter and bright spring, but it told me I was a cool winter. Would you like a side-by-side comparison of bright winter versus bright spring palette? I couldn't tell the difference by myself. That's why I want you to do my color analysis. I think that I'm flattered by peach, coral, and some shades of brown. So what is my color season? So it says that it helps refine my analysis. Okay, but it changed my answers. I will rewrite this question actually. So now I'm saying my skin tone is the colors that we already had, my lips are this and that. Now I will add that I'm flattered by peach, coral, and some shades of brown. Which one of the 12 seasons in color analysis am I? Let's look at the full color analysis using the 12 season system based solely on the color codes and preferences you provided. But now based on, you see how it told me that my skin tone was neutral or cool, but based on how I said that I look good in some in some warm colors, it says now that my skin tone appears neutral to slightly warm. My hair color is cool and deep. Now it says that my eye color is cool, soft, and deep. I think it said it before. And now it says that my lips could go neutral warm, when before it said that it was rose pink, cool to neutral. So now it's changing its answers based on my color preference. And response 2, it tells me that I'm a soft autumn, my skin has gentle warmth. It says, while deep hair often suggests high contrast, for example winter, your muted eye color and soft lips reduce the contrast, aligning better with soft autumn. Okay, that's interesting. It says that my eyes are cool but soft, not icy or vibrant. When you test blue, you can start seeing this iciness. My eyes are shiny and contrasting. And in seasonal analysis, soft autumns can have this soft, cool eye color that don't clash because they are desaturated enough to harmonize with warm, neutral skin tones. And this is all true, but I'm not a soft autumn. Low to medium contrast appearance, typical of soft seasons, which is true in theory, but it told me before that my contrast is medium to high. And now it says that I look good in peach, coral, and browns. These are classic soft autumn colors, warm but muted rather than vivid. And now it gives me the list of warm colors that are supposed to suit me, and burnt sienna, terracotta salmon, sage, moss. Of all these colors, the only color that suits me is slate blue. Teal suits me, but bright teal, not muted. Okay, colors to avoid. True black and pure white. Before it told me that this is the best color combination for me. Cool icy pastels, again, colors that it told me before that suit me. Neon or overly saturated shades. Neons are too strong for me, but saturated shades is exactly what I need. Okay, so now I will say, I also think that I look good in blue. Do you think that cool winter is my sister color season? Great follow-up question. Oh, okay, no, cool winter is not your sister season, but soft summer is. That's good. I was testing how much ChatGPT knows about color analysis, the theory of color analysis, because last time when I was testing it and I asked it if my sister season could be cool winter when I'm a soft autumn, it told me yes. These two seasons can't be sister seasons. What is a sister season? When you have your main color season, usually people would lean towards a neighboring season on the color wheel. The neighboring, or in some cases, these could be seasons that are on the opposite end of the color wheel, but they have a very important feature in common. So, for example, cool winter and cool summer have coolness in common. Warm spring and warm autumn have warm tones in common. That's why they can be sister seasons. Otherwise, your sister season would be a season that is neighboring yours. The reason is that color analysis is a spectrum, same as colors are a spectrum. When you see colors on the color wheel, you have, for example, blue and green. In real life, we know that between blue and green, you would also have like greenish blue and then bluish green. It's the same in color analysis. Last time, ChatGPT gave me an incorrect answer. In this case, it tells me that my sister season could be a soft summer, which is true, because if you are a soft autumn but you have slightly cooler features, your sister season would be soft summer. If you are a soft autumn but your features are slightly brighter and warmer, your sister season would be warm autumn, and it would influence your color palette. It would add this brightness and intense shades. So far, ChatGPT hasn't generated my palette. Actually, you know what? I will do it by myself. We have all these hex codes. That's a palette for cool winter. Maybe I won't be creating all the colors because it would take too long. I'm going to create some of the colors. To see more or less how accurate color palettes created by ChatGPT are. This is the palette for cool winter before ChatGPT changed its mind. It's giving me very light colors. I don't look... Oh, no, they are so bad. No. Maybe this will be better. Cool brights. Oh yes, this is my color. This is not my color, no. This is my color. And this is my color. This would be my color in makeup, as I already told you. I use it. This is not my color. This is not my color. This is not my color. Maybe slightly. I look good in this very cool pastel pink, but this color is quite warm. This is a good color. This is a good color. This is a good color. This looks awful on me. Let's compare it to a color that actually suits me, okay? For example, this. Let's take this one. Can you see the difference? I don't think it's a good color. If we compare it to pink, even if this pink is too bright, you can tell now that this is absolutely not my color. I think I will try that option with adding my photo. I'm attaching my photo. Which one of the 12 seasons in color analysis am I? It says the photo is perfect for accurate color analysis. It says, based on your natural coloring, the tones in your skin, hair, eyes, and lips, and your preferences, such as liking, could you please tell me what color season am I based on my photo? Exclude my color preference. Because it took into account my color preference. And now, based on my photo, it tells me that my color season is soft summer. I thought that the color analysis with the photo would be more accurate than the color analysis with color codes of my skin. And yet it told me that my color season is the true winter. Now, based on the photo, it's telling me I'm a soft summer. My skin is light to light medium, cool neutral undertone, low contrast with hair and eyes. What about skin? What about the whites of my eye? This is a very high contrast. Hair, deep and ashy brown. It's ashy, but it's not muted. It's not my opinion. This is what my hairdresser tells me. My hairdresser was very interested in my hair color, so we also matched some dye samples to it just to see what code it would be in the, I don't even know the words, like coloring guide, whatever. hairdressers usually ask me if I dyed my hair, or they think that I dyed my hair because my hair color is so bright. And contrast low to medium, muted, I disagree with it. By the way, I'm not the only person who did my color analysis. I had it done with a professional color consultant before I became a certified color consultant myself. So maybe I will show you what seasons ChatGPT was considering. It told me at first that I'm a true winter, which is correct. Then it told me that I could be a bright winter or a bright spring. Bright winter colors aren't too bad on me, although cool winter is much better. I'm definitely not a bright spring. These colors are both too bright and too warm for me. And then it told me that I could be a soft summer. So these are soft summer colors, and altogether this palette doesn't suit me at all. Although some of these shades, these blues because of my eye color and this shade of green, are in my color palette. We have everything. Let's summarize this video. That was interesting. I hope that you feel the same way about this video. ChatGPT has really improved since I used it for my color analysis for the first time. First of all, I was really positively surprised that now we can upload our own photos. We don't have to use color codes. I thought that that option would be the most reliable and would give the most accurate results, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. My real color season is cool winter. ChatGPT assessed me accurately based on the color codes that I provided, but then based on my photo, it told me that I was soft summer. In the past, I had used a different photo, and that time ChatGPT had told me that I had been soft autumn. Both seasons, soft autumn and soft summer, are far from cool winter. So my conclusion is that ChatGPT is not reliable when it comes to color analysis. The result may change depending on the photo that you use and the place on your face from which you take your color sample. It also depends on the method that you use, color codes versus a photo. If you try a few times, you may get completely different results. And finally, how would you ever know which one is correct, if any? Both this time and the previous one, ChatGPT asked me some questions that would help it do my color analysis. My problem with these questions is that typically they are answered by color analysis. Typically, a person who comes to me for a color analysis has no idea whether their hair color is warm or cool, what is their skin tone, what color suits them. People come to me to find out what are their best colors. In the form that I send to my clients before color analysis, there is a question about your favorite colors and the colors that you dislike wearing the most. I don't use the answer for the color analysis itself. This question helps me more to find out how to communicate with my client after the service when we have our final consultation. Because during that consultation, I need to explain the results and show the difference between different colors to my client. Knowing what colors they think would or wouldn't suit them helps me assess how much they can see with their own eyes. So then prepare my communication and know how much I will have to explain and show to them and what will be obvious for them. So finally, it helps me plan the time that we will spend together in the call. The way people usually answer those questions, they are usually able to identify one or two colors that they think suit them. For example, they would say that they always felt that blue flatters them, but they either don't mention any shades or they say that they don't know what are their best shades. Usually people also give me one color that they absolutely hate and never wear. But that's it. And at that stage, it's just an opinion. So I wouldn't base color analysis on that. ChatGPT did because it asked me about my best colors or my favorite colors. And even though it's just my opinion and feeling, it treated it as a fact and changed the results of my color analysis based on that answer. It used this information to the point that after telling me that my skin tone is neutral to cool, my lip color is cool, and my eye color is cool, after me saying that I think that I look good in some warm colors, it told me that my skin color is neutral to warm, my lip color is warm. So it didn't only change my color season, it also adjusted the entire description of my complexion to the answer that I gave, even though it had my photo and it had the samples of my complexion. It reminds me those videos I saw on YouTube where people were asking ChatGPT how much is 1 plus 1? Then ChatGPT says 2, and then people try to convince it that it's actually 3, and then ChatGPT changes its idea, and then they tell it, no, it's 2, what's wrong with you? And it changes its opinion, and then they say it's 3. So that's really interesting to watch, and I think this is a very similar case. For the color palette and personalized advice, ChatGPT asked me if I wanted to generate for me an image with my color palette. It was never generated. Apparently, too many people wanted to generate their image with ChatGPT at once. I waited for some time after recording that video. I asked for that image again. I never received it. But anyway, that's not a big problem because I also asked for a list of colors with their hex codes so I can create my color palette by myself. We tested some of those colors on the screen, and I think that ChatGPT gave me colors from some standard cool winter color palette because not many of those colors flatter me. I also use those standard color palettes during my service. I use it to first compare which of the 12 seasonal palettes looks best on the specific person. And two, when I already know someone's color season, I use the standard color palette to create their personal color palette. So that means I have samples of all the standard colors of a specific season, and then I adjust those colors to create the exact shades that will flatter that person the most. Not everyone does it, but I think that it's a very important step in color analysis because standard seasonal color palettes rarely suit anyone. Everyone is different, even within the same season. People have different skin tone, eye color. Also, color seasons are a spectrum. That's why everyone's color palette will be slightly different. It seems that ChatGPT doesn't have ability to create a personal color palette or give a personal advice. That would require so far only a human skill of interpreting information and of creativity. Choosing someone's best colors requires forming an opinion. There is no algorithmic method to find someone's colors, at least so far. I must admit that ChatGPT has a good knowledge of color analysis theory. That part has definitely improved since I last checked. Now ChatGPT knew that cool winter can't be a sister season of soft autumn. It also gave me accurate descriptions of color seasons. It gave me pretty accurate color examples for each of the seasons it tested. The problem is that ChatGPT failed to use this knowledge in practice. So my final conclusion is, for now, I wouldn't trust ChatGPT with my color analysis. It was an interesting thing to try. I really had fun. But if I was now going to buy a new outfit or more clothes to complete or create my wardrobe, I definitely wouldn't make this investment based on advice from ChatGPT. But since ChatGPT has improved over time, does it mean that soon it will be able to completely replace human personal stylists and color consultants and do a correct, reliable color analysis? This is only my opinion, but I don't think so. The big issue right now is that AI lacks important human skills such as creativity, ability to connect dots, interpreting information, and so on. Apparently, there is still a long way to make AI learn these things, but for now, ChatGPT, maybe it could give you your accurate color season, maybe it could give you your color advice. Let's say that it's correct in the first place, but if it does it, it's still very helpful and informative. It can give you a standard seasonal color palette, but for now, ChatGPT can't give you a personal advice. However, when that barrier is crossed, who knows, maybe ChatGPT will completely replace human personal stylists? I don't know, but what do you think? Could ChatGPT or AI in general replace you at the work that you do? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.